Recent developments have emerged regarding controversial officiating decisions from the Fever vs. Sun basketball matchup, with significant post-game adjustments made by league officials. Reporter Alexa, recognized for her extensive credentials covering the Chicago Sky organization before her recent retirement, provided credible updates on the situation. Her reporting background has established her as a trusted source within basketball journalism circles. Marina Mabrey, doing a one of these at Aaliyah Boston, trying to give her some kind of a swing and elbow situation, and I'm like, from the same game. And that's after Mabrey did, of course, the Kennedy Carter move on Caitlin Clark. And I gotta tell you, a lot of people have really come out. People being vocal about the Indiana Fever players that were on the court at the time. According to ESPN reports, Marina Mabrey's technical violation from the contest has received an upgrade to Flagrant 2 status. League regulations dictate that Flagrant 2 infractions carry automatic monetary penalties. Separately, Sophie Cunningham received individual financial punishment for her aggressive contact with 46 seconds remaining in regulation. Despite these penalties, no player suspensions were issued. Notably, neither coaching staff received disciplinary action for their post-contest statements criticizing the officiating crew's performance during the game. The timing of these adjustments raises concerns about officiating consistency. Critics argue that proper calls should occur during live action rather than through retroactive league review. The delay in implementing correct rulings creates confusion and undermines confidence in real-time officiating capabilities. Regarding Cunningham's flagrant designation, debate continues about whether the contact constituted intentional aggression or simply competitive play. Basketball frequently features physical holds and restraints, particularly when players attempt to maintain possession or prevent scoring opportunities. I'm wondering, how come nobody got after Marino on that? And it is a good question. You know, I thought it might be something that a Natasha Howard or somebody like that would address, and it wasn't addressed. The only person we know towards the end of the game that finally stepped up and made it clear, I'm the enforcer on this team, she was not on the court, by the way. When the first incident happened with the eye gouge and the incident appeared to involve J.C. Sheldon initiating shoulder contact, which may have caused Cunningham's defensive reaction around the neck area. Subsequent embellishment might have influenced the severity of the apparent contact, though no evidence suggests deliberate harm was intended. Ashley Gloss, one of the game officials, provided detailed explanations to reporter Chloe Peterson regarding the decision-making process behind various calls during the contest. When asked about Sheldon's foul upgrade to Flagrant 1 status, Gloss explained that officials determined the contact was unnecessary. The strike to Caitlin Clark's facial area involved both preparatory motion and significant impact, creating potential injury risk that warranted the elevated penalty classification. Based on these criteria, many observers suggest the infraction merited Flagrant 2 designation rather than the lighter penalty initially assessed. Regarding Mabrey's technical foul versus potential ejection, Gloss stated that the contact didn't reach ejection-worthy levels and failed to meet Flagrant 2 requirements during game time evaluation. Blam against Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham was not on the court. And it's not for a lack of wanting to be on the court, because we got yet more new footage, and it is of Sophie Cunningham trying to get to Caitlin Clark on the court. All right, we all know now that the foul has been since upgraded to a Flagrant 2. This assessment directly contradicts the league's subsequent upgrade to Flagrant 2 status, highlighting discrepancies between on-court officiating judgment and post-game league review standards. Such contradictions suggest officials require additional training or support systems to ensure accurate real-time evaluations. The extensive review period before reaching initial decisions also drew criticism, as lengthy delays disrupt game flow and create uncertainty for players, coaches, and spectators. Perhaps most contentious was Clark's technical foul assessment. According to Gloss, Clark displayed unsportsmanlike behavior towards Sheldon following the initial foul contact. Video review reveals Clark was struck in the eye area and attempting to retreat from the situation. When Sheldon subsequently made chest contact while Clark was recovering her vision, Clark appeared to create defensive space rather than initiate confrontation. The technical foul assessment for this sequence raises questions about players' rights to protect themselves during dead basketball situations, particularly when dealing with potential injury effects like impaired vision. These incidents highlight broader officiating challenges within the league. The disconnect between real-time calls and post-game assessments suggests officials need enhanced training or improved communication systems with league headquarters. After those clown referees said that it wasn't even after the game, WNBA's got such an officiating problem there. They need to realize that now that you've got so many more eyes on you and so many more fans, regular sports fans and basketball fans that do not consume this league, used to watching NBA, used to watching college hoops, now you've got all these new eyes on you, which professional basketball leagues often utilize instant consultation systems, allowing officials to receive guidance during critical moments. Implementing similar protocols could prevent controversial decisions and reduce the need for retroactive corrections. The current system where league offices must reverse on-court decisions undermines officiating authority and creates confusion about penalty standards. Improved training programs and real-time support systems could address these consistency issues. Final disciplinary actions included Madre's upgraded flagrant 2 with accompanying fine, Cunningham's separate financial penalty for late-game contact, and no suspensions for any players involved. Coaching staffs avoided punishment despite public criticism of officiating performance. These adjustments, while eventually reaching appropriate conclusions, occurred too late to address the immediate competitive impact of incorrect initial calls. The situation demonstrates the need for enhanced officiating standards and improved decision-making protocols during live game action. Recent developments have emerged from the controversial Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun matchup, revealing additional details about the incidents involving Caitlin Clark. New evidence shows another eye contact incident occurred during the game, with J.C. Sheldon making contact with Clark's eye area. Photographs captured Sheldon appearing to smile following the incident rather than checking on Clark's well-being. Is going to shed very quickly. It has shed a very ugly light onto the officiating problem in this league. Alright, somebody said earlier I saw, well, it's an issue they're not paying enough money. I don't want to hear none of that. If you're going to have a professional basketball league, you need actual competent referees. And that's a loss you're going to have to take in the time being by bringing some in. Not only that, but they took 30s. This behavior pattern among league players raises questions about the competitive atmosphere within the WNBA, regardless of any potential verbal exchanges during gameplay. Physical contact targeting sensitive areas crosses professional boundaries. Such actions cannot be justified under normal competitive circumstances. Additional footage from the same contest reveals Marina Mabrey attempting an elbow motion toward Aaliyah Boston, occurring after Mabrey had already executed a Kennedy Carter-style move against Clark. Many observers have criticized the Fever teammates present during these incidents for their lack of protective response toward Clark. Like Natasha Howard failed to address the aggressive plays immediately. The sole player who eventually demonstrated protective instincts was absent from the court during the initial confrontations. Sophie Cunningham, recognized as the team's enforcer, was not participating when the eye contact and physical incidents occurred. Fresh video evidence shows Cunningham attempting to reach the court area during the altercations. The controversial foul received an upgrade to flagrant 2 status after game officials initially missed the severity. This officiating oversight highlights ongoing referee quality concerns within the WNBA. 7 minutes it seemed like, trying to figure out what was going on and they still got it wrong. It's ridiculous. It really is. So, this video is of Sophie Cunningham being held back by Coach Austin Kelly when this entire situation was going down. Let's watch it. Okay. You see this? League officiating problems have become more apparent with increased viewership from traditional NBA and college basketball audiences. These new spectators, accustomed to higher officiating standards, are exposing the league's referee inadequacies. Professional basketball leagues require competent officiating regardless of budget constraints. The review process consumed excessive time yet still produced incorrect initial rulings. This reflects poorly on league operations and professional standards. Video analysis reveals Cunningham rushing toward the court before being physically restrained by coach Austin Kelly. The footage shows her determination to intervene while officials deliberated the incidents. Kelly maintained physical control over Cunningham throughout the review period, preventing her court entry until players had separated and moved away from the confrontation area. Only after the situation de-escalated did the coach release his restraint. Cunningham can be observed pointing toward specific individuals during the incident, though the exact target remains unclear. Her martial arts background includes black belt certification since childhood, making her formidable in confrontational situations. Right here, let me just stop that. Sophie comes running. She's about to storm the court. She is trying to storm the court. Right there. And right up here is where you're looking. All right. She tries to storm the court. Look at Coach Kelly reach out, grab her right there. She's coming. She's coming. What the hell are you doing, Natasha Howard? A bunch of damn nothing. The enforcer role discussion extends to roster considerations involving R.E. McDonald, who has recently waived. McDonald's 10-day contract window approaches, raising questions about potential roster moves. Some observers suggest releasing underperforming players like Bree Turner to accommodate McDonald's return. McDonald previously provided energy and offensive production when Clark was off the court, particularly evident during the Connecticut game. Her absence has been noted during periods when team energy declined without Clark's presence. The Fever organization faces decisions regarding roster composition as the McDonald situation develops. Team management must evaluate whether roster changes align with competitive improvement goals. The incidents highlight broader concerns about player conduct, officiating quality, and team protection dynamics within the WNBA. These elements combine to create challenging situations for rising stars like Clark while testing league professionalism standards. Officiating improvements appear necessary as increased scrutiny reveals systematic problems. The league's growth brings higher expectations for professional conduct both on court and among officials. Love that, folks. I don't. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't like it at all. Well, you could bet, Charles Oakley, Bill Cartwright, somebody like that, would have been all over Mayberry if Joe Dumars, Rick Mahorn, Bill Laimbeer did that to Michael Jordan. Somebody's answering the bell, you get me? So, right here, player safety and sportsmanship remain paramount concerns as the league navigates increased attention and viewership. Proper enforcement of rules and protective teammate behavior contribute to overall league credibility. The Cunningham restraint footage demonstrates how coaching staff must sometimes intervene to prevent escalated confrontations. Such situations test team unity and protective instincts among teammates. Future roster decisions will likely reflect these incidents' impact on team chemistry and competitive strategy. The McDonald situation represents broader questions about player evaluation and team composition during challenging periods.